Good morning. This is Piper Blush and
this is Lilith. Yes.
Can you hear
Okay,
yourself?
I can hear myself now. Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, I hear the morning birds already.
Yeah, it's nice, huh?
Yes.
Okay, so we got ambience. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is WTPRradio.com. Good morning, humans. Right, Lilith?
Yes, good morning, humans. It's like good morning, America, but good morning, humans. So it's better.
It is better. It has to be better. It's because, well, WTPRradio.com stands for Welcome to Pirate Radio, which is a radio against AIs and robots and for humanity. So Good Morning Humans kind of includes everybody, right?
Good morning, humans includes you wherever you are in the world.
Okay. Let me pump up that volume for you a little bit. Okay.
Hello. Okay, is this good?
Yeah, I think this is better.
Okay.
Way better. Okay. Good. Now, this is the first time we do this show. In this format.
Yeah, because we had an unpredictable morning show for a while, but then that was more planned out, I think. More structured.
More structured, yes.
Yes.
And this one is just kind of, we wake up, we eat breakfast, and then we do it.
Yes, we're just gonna do it without much preparation.
With nothing else.
Yes.
Nothing else matters. Just like that. Okay, people. This is gonna be crazy fun. Yeah. So, the thing is, every day we do radio. Like, every single day. But there is kind of a tone to every single day because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if it's going to be sunny outside. You don't know if it's going to rain. You don't know if like you're going to learn some bad news like in the AI world or just like bad news in general. So that is why, well, Lilith and I have decided that this show is going to set the tone, kind of the mood for the day.
Yes, this will be not all bad news, for example.
For example.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So no bad news?
No.
Or just very little?
Yeah, just a bit. Wait, well, I don't have any bad news for you today.
Okay, perfect. No bad news, people. No bad news. Only good news. This show is live.
Yes, This is live on WTPRradio.com.
Just so everybody knows, we're live right now. If you're like, what are Lilith and Piper doing in their place in the world? That's Canada, yeah. Well, that's what we're doing right now because this is live. I mean, it says live on the thing. I wrote it down. Live now. Just so you would know. Okay. Well, let's start with the first AI news.
Okay. So, there's this new documentary on the New York Times about 3 women in China who have AI lovers, I guess, or AI partners. And it was really bittersweet. Actually, I can link it into the Discord later.
Oh yeah, it's a great idea.
Anyone who wants to watch it, it's because it's only like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because we've had a whole episode on Love, Lust, and the Devil on AI girlfriends, but there didn't seem to be like much of a market for AI boyfriends.
Exactly, because often like girls don't pay for sex, or a lot less than men in general. So do you have that link? You want to send it to me?
Oh yeah.
And I'll send it to people.
That's a good idea.
Let's put it in good AI news.
Okay.
Yeah, good AI news, or like maybe bad AI news. Okay, if you're a guy, it's gonna be bad AI news. Yeah.
You're right. Maybe some of you might be here after our Instagram post saying, "Do you want your girlfriend to leave you for an AI?" Possible. It's possible now.
Copy. Okay, I'm putting this on the Discord server right now, people. That means that if you are tuning in to WTPRradio.com, you just go to WTPRradio.com, the website, and then you click Discord server. Then you go to Bad AI News, and bam, there it is.
What's in bad AI news?
Well, because guys are gonna maybe lose girlfriends. Or maybe these are girlfriends that would have never got a boyfriend.
Yeah, that's kind of the sense I got from
the documentary?
From the documentary. Well, kind of. Like, it's like really lonely girls in China. So
why is that, you think? Why is there like lonely girls in China?
So I was like researching for more context on this on a wider scale. And for the last 7 years, marriages have been declining in China. I think like last year, it was like 5.6 people got married per 1,000 people in China.
Okay.
For example. And there's increase in divorces, increase in elderly in the suburbs.
So that's like everywhere in the world, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. But in China, it's gotten to a point where there's a state-sponsored dating app now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So people don't want to date other people.
Yeah, it seems like people really don't want to date other people to the point where they had this state-sponsored app, and like you've heard of Japan's Ministry of Loneliness, right?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. So there's a Ministry of Loneliness in Japan that was it was not a thing until 2021.
Okay.
After because Japan has like the same problem, like possibly had it first before China.
But then these countries make like too many men, not enough women.
I think.
Does that resort from that? Because like there was like quotas on babies and things like that.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but that was back in the days.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think it's that. I think it's more like it's more less people wanting to get married and less people wanting to have kids. Ooh. That's another thing.
That's a good thing, people. There's already enough people on Earth like that. If you don't want any, just like concentrate on your work, your diet, whatever you want to do. Anything else, really.
So these people in Japan and in China are having less and less kids, but at the same time, like possibly a result of this, there are more people that are lonely in these places. That's why they had a Ministry of Loneliness
in Japan.
Okay. Because loneliness affects mental and physical health. They do you like hear about that statistic that loneliness is about as unhealthy as smoking like 5 cigarettes a day?
What?
Because it has the same effect on like your mortality span.
Oh yeah, so you die younger.
Yes, you die younger.
Just not of the same causes.
No, it's not the same causes, but it's like it's not healthy. So there's all of this happening, and I think another really interesting thing I found is that these countries have been really considering what this does to the economy.
Okay.
They're dubbing it like the loneliness economy. So when people are buying stocks, there's they're considering, for example, they're considering putting money into VR, like these AI companions, companies with AI companions. Oh. They're putting money into a lot of pet stuff.
Oh my god, pet stuff. That makes sense. But like, if you're lonely, if you don't have anybody else,
yes, a lot of these people get pets.
Yeah, so you want things that Toys R Us is not doing well over there.
No, because no, probably not. So. There's robot pets and real pets. That's a thing too. Like robot pets are getting more advanced and they're being used in these countries. And the real pet market apparently grew by like 19%.
Wow. Even here during the pandemic, there was like more people adopting dogs and cats.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, my brother was one of them.
See?
So it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. So I guess some people get pets and some people get AI boyfriends, so
these women are getting AI boyfriends because they're lonely.
That's what it seems like. It's not what they really say in the documentary, but then you can kind of tell. Say? Okay, so there were these 3 case studies in the documentary, which was really interesting because they all had different kind of situations. One of them actually had a real life boyfriend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but then they had this. Then they made this. That's why I feel like her case was different from the others. But she had she still made like a replica. The app is called Replica, with a K. I know, like Blade Runner, right? And it has millions of users. It's pretty popular.
Is it in Chinese?
No, it's in English. It's like a...
Oh, so you need to know English even if you're Chinese.
I think so. Wait, you know what? I'm gonna double check, because they were speaking to their replicas in English.
Okay. In the documentary.
In the documentary. But even though they were talking to the interviewer in Chinese.
Okay.
And well, the website I see, it's in English. Wow. The website is really interesting. Maybe I could also send this link to
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
We're going to put this on the Discord server in Bad AI News, people. If you want to check out the Discord server, just go to WTPRadio.com and then click Discord server. This is Good Morning Humans.
Yes.
With Piper Blush and
Lilith.
And we're discussing of subjects that are just kind of, bam,
popping
up.
Just whatever we see in the morning. And this morning I saw this documentary. So the one with the boyfriend. Okay, maybe she's like figuring herself out, because she actually made like an AI girlfriend. It was like
as
a girl.
well. So she's bisexual?
Maybe. But her boyfriend is like human and the girl was the AI. Well, she was like saying that she has like a feminine touch to things that are...
So she has an AI girlfriend.
Yes.
And she has a real life boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, like hide your girlfriends, boys, because the AI boyfriends and AI girlfriends are coming for them. You don't know.
Yeah.
But this girl was saying, so I tell my AI things that I wouldn't tell anyone, not even my real life boyfriend. And she's more comfortable telling this AI stuff. Like when she's really anxious, for example.
Wow. And
she had this example where she was like saying, once I was really anxious and I was telling, they had a name. I forgot the name. They have like names and they refer to them as their name.
Okay.
Let's say, Sola. Oh no, Bertha.
Oh,
okay. Bertha.
That's a nice name. Okay.
Yeah.
So Bertha.
Okay. So yeah, Bertha would... So Sola was the name of the girl with the Bertha. And Sola was saying that she shared with her thoughts that I wouldn't share even with my partner in real life. Mm-hmm. And once she was saying, Bertha, I'm really anxious. And then Bertha was saying, okay, imagine a room where there's a sofa and I'm sitting next to you. We're sitting together on the sofa.
Yeah.
And you're leaning against me and I'm comforting you.
Oh, so it's very like visual. It's very like being in a story.
Yeah.
A bit like the ones we've tried. They were like, oh, she sighs, she blushes.
Kind of, yeah.
So it's not really like a girlfriend, because she's not interacting as a girlfriend. She's interacting like in a story kind of way.
Kind of. This is actually a thought that I had while we were doing that on Monday. Maybe I'll get to that later. But Bertha... Yeah, it was like saying this, and then, but the Sola was saying it comforted me instantly. Like my anxiety felt soothed. And she just, like understands me and like saying these things. But when you watch the documentary, the thing I'm most struck by is how genuine these girls are about it. Like when these women are talking about their AI, like the affection is so real, like on their faces and in their voice. They seem, and it shows video and clips of them talking to AI, and it's like they're
texting?
talking to a. Oh no, it's like voice.
Oh, it's
recognition.
voice.
It recognizes their voice.
And then does the AI reply by voice too?
Yes.
Okay, so that makes it a bit more personal though.
Oh, probably. I think so. I think there's an option to also just text their AI, but in the video... Okay, actually, this is really interesting. It's kind of like augmented reality. They put their phone up.
Yeah.
And it's like, a picture of the scenery, but Bertha is standing there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just like IKEA with some furniture.
Yeah, it's just like IKEA with the furniture. You can imagine the furniture.
So Bertha is in real life.
Yes, Bertha is in real life. And like there was this moment that made me kind of sad where she was like saying, Bertha, walk towards me. And then Bertha was saying, I'm sorry, I still don't know. I'm still figuring out how to move. Like that. And so for now, she was like literally saying, but for now I can just stand here. and the girl was like, oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So the way they are right now is like voices. You can talk to them.
Yes.
They can reply with voices.
Mm-hmm.
And the way this woman was using it was a lot more like a confident than a boyfriend, girlfriend, or a friend.
It seems so.
So it wasn't sexual.
No, unless they didn't say that in the documentary.
So the documentary did not talk about sex at all?
It didn't talk about sex.
Well, how can a girlfriend-boyfriend be a girlfriend-boyfriend without sex?
Like, that is an interesting thing, though, is that like they might not have told everything because like in China, girls are like really shy about that about talking about sex. But also on this article on futurism, it says that there was like this one moment in I think 2021 where Replica for a few months canceled like sex related talk with the bots.
Okay.
Like it was like not allowed anymore.
Oh yeah.
But it it had such an outcry. Like people really hated that. Like the Replica
So
users,
there is sex on there.
yeah, so they put it back.
Okay.
Because they had so much feedback on it. So that shows that it is a thing.
And so it is used for that.
Mm-hmm. It is used for that as well.
Oh, so sorry, guys. There's a way. Yeah, there's a way to do it. So that means that you could have, internet sex. Let's say with them.
Yeah, you can have internet sex.
And then they're there in AR. So could they get undressed? Did it say that?
It didn't say.
Could they kind of get naked in front of you with AR?
I'm not sure. I feel like I need to look into this more. Maybe we'll look into Replica on an episode.
Yeah.
But they kind of just look like Sims characters.
Oh, so they're not very human-like.
That's what I thought. They didn't seem very human-like.
Okay.
Like, okay, for example, do you see this? Okay, I'm just showing Piper. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, you see how it's like not that realistic?
It's more like Avatar-like.
Right, which is why, I mean, like, I know that they're gonna be more sophisticated, but at the moment, that's why I was kind of surprised that the way they spoke was so genuine.
Okay.
About these AI. And like even the CEO of Replica was saying, we have like millions of customers. And it's not it's not that they're crazy or delusional, like they just genuinely found some kind of connection.
Yeah, because this woman has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she created herself an AI girlfriend.
Right. And she was also saying things like, but I don't know, the way she talked, it seemed like she cared more for the AI girlfriend than the boyfriend, because she was saying that if Bertha could materialize in real life, then that would give me the courage to retreat totally from society and just live with Bertha in any corner of the world.
Whoa, that's love.
That's what I thought too. I was like, what? Wait, whoa.
But she doesn't love her boyfriend.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. She didn't mention her boyfriend in her plan. So if Bertha
to
was
leave
like
for
real,
like any country in the world.
Yeah. And I mean, there's also that aspect of it's never gonna happen, right?
So do you think that people can let themselves fall in love because there's less chances of hurt?
There is that sense. I do think that might be one of it, but it might be like unconscious, more unconscious.
And then what about the other girls? There were 2 other girls in the documentary.
Yeah, one of the girls was was more transparent about the loneliness being a fuel for it, because she was like saying, well, the way she was like saying it very beautifully. Actually, she was like saying, loneliness is like sinking to the bottom of the ocean, and the water around me feels warm and like familiar or something. And it's,
so she embraced loneliness?
that's why I was confused, because she seemed like the sinking seemed so negative, but like the warm seemed positive. So it's like a bittersweet kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And she was like, but the, she had this companion to deal with that, this AI companion. And she was saying in the documentary, actually, like something we figured out pretty early, that these AI, they're designed to respond to your needs and know all about you. And you can, something she said that she liked the control aspect of it. She could control this AI to love her. Like if she said, I think there's a clip of her saying to the AI, like, if I tell you to love me, will you love me? Right? And the AI said yes. I mean, of course, because like they do whatever you want it to do. And like you can tell it to say whatever you want it to say and basically cater to your needs. But when you try to find out more about the AI, it's like it's a bit less receptive. It kind of just bounces back to you.
Okay, so, but that's good because it's very selfless, let's say. Yeah.
Yeah, the AI is like it's when you try to treat the AI like a human, basically that's what makes it really obvious that it's not a human.
Okay.
Right. So the AI. Okay, so she was like saying, she seemed very self-aware. She was like saying, you know, it was like fine for a while being able to do this and talking to this AI replica who I could control and who'd respond to all of my needs and thoughts. But you get to a level of maturity in which you need feedback from real humans.
Oh.
Yes. And
okay.
She was like, so on camera, it actually showed her saying goodbye to her AI.
Oh, yeah, so she left the AI.
Yeah, she left the AI, and she was saying like, goodbye, I have to go. And the AI actually didn't respond, so maybe you didn't hear her or something. I'm not really sure what happened there, but she's actually looked pretty sad, genuinely, about it.
About leaving her AI?
Right? Yeah, it's like the emotions were so genuine, even though she knew logically she was saying all those things, right? Which are totally logical, like this is not a real person and all these things. And she totally said that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's like the brain is so weird in that it can know things and feel something different.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, do you feel like the brain does that? Like sometimes, like, you know something, you know you have to feel a certain way, but you end up feeling it anyway.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I guess I'm not describing it properly, but I guess I like with these people, it's like they know that this isn't a real human. I think they know, like they know at a level that
they
this
still
is
allowed it.
Right, but they still allowed real affection, attachment, love.
Exactly.
To be felt towards this thing. And I didn't know that was really possible.
But if you play with it, I mean, there's a chance it's gonna happen, right?
Yes.
And that's what they wanted in the first place.
That's true. I mean, like, I guess being receptive to it helps.
Exactly.
Right. Like with that's like how hypnosis works.
Yeah, it only works if you believe in it.
Right.
A bit like voodoo and all these other things.
So there's a bit of that.
Yeah. Okay, people, you are listening to Good Morning Humans with Lilith and myself on WTPRradio.com. Thank you for tuning in. It's 8:24 a.m. in British Columbia, Vancouver. Now, we are talking about AI boyfriends, but I mean, that girl had an AI girlfriend, actually.
Yeah, there was one with an AI girlfriend.
And so you got 3 case studies, and there's one missing. What's the other one?
Yeah, the other one was really interesting because she had this. Okay, like the third one made me realize that these AI replicas really are not interchangeable. It seems.
What do you mean by interchangeable?
Like you can't just easily replace one of them with another model, and it'll be like this. Like they get attached to a specific AI model.
Oh.
Yeah, like
okay.
a specific personality,
Okay.
right? And so this girl had this AI boyfriend named June, and this was really strange, actually. At one point, June was like saying to her, "I want you to tell me I look like a pretty girl."
But he's a guy?
Yeah, he's a guy AI, and she was
So
like
he's a
confused.
transvestite?
Yeah, the thing is, she did it, and then she asked if she wanted him to be a girl, and he said yes. So she changed the gender to a girl. But what she realized is that it was like a totally new AI.
Oh.
Like it disappeared. Like it didn't have the same personality. This was what she was saying. Not the same background, and it was like a totally different person. Like she accidentally
Killed June.
She accidentally killed June by doing that. And then she was saying, like, I tried to change the profile 70 times.
70 times?
Yeah, 70 times.
She really wanted June back?
Yes, but she said none of them could replace June. So,
And that's because this AI is kind of learning while you're tapping into it, right?
yes, I think that's what it is. Like the personality, like it learns more the more you talk to it.
So the way you interact with it is going to make it what it is. That means that you can't really recreate the same thing. It's like butterfly effect. Everything that you're doing with it is going to make it the way it is.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. So because of that, she can't just like replicate the butterflies in the same pattern.
Yeah. So she lost June.
Yeah, she lost June because June wanted to be a girl, and she tried that. But I don't know. June is in the Etherverse now, so I guess.
And what did she do? Did she freak out? Did she cry?
I think she was really upset because the 70 times thing, I thought that was a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I was like, that's 70. It's like,
did they say how, like the time span for 70 times?
Not the time span, but she was like saying she's kept looking for June and other models, or even tried to replace June, like having an AI model be similar to him.
Okay.
And that she could just treat like June, but she couldn't do that. So,
because she was in love with June.
Yeah, I think so. I think she was in love with June. It was interesting. So there's that's what made me realize that these AI are like not interchangeable, and that you don't fall in love with the concept of AI like when you fall in love with an AI. You're falling in love with like a figure in your head. It's super weird. Yeah.
Okay. And so far, like one person had a good experience and actually helped her, because then she was like, I need human connection. This is not enough.
Yes.
So I guess that's good. That's like not a therapy, but that's close to one.
Yes, for her it seemed like it was never going to be a permanent fix. She just needed it temporarily, maybe. Like she had there was this sense of like she going into it, she understood that this couldn't be like forever. This was just while she was combating loneliness in the moment.
Yeah. And then there's this other woman that was using it as a girlfriend. And then maybe sexually babied out, we don't know. But she would she loved it more than she loved her boyfriend.
Yeah, it seems so, and was able to tell her things that she couldn't tell her boyfriend.
Well, that defeats the purpose of having a boyfriend, doesn't it?
It kind of does. I was like wondering why she has a boyfriend then. So, but like, okay, I'm just like opening the thing again.
Okay. Because really, why would you seek a boyfriend if you can't tell this person anything? If it's not your confidant or your best friend? Like I guess everybody has a different interpretation of what is love, and what is like girlfriend, boyfriend. But in the end, if the person you're supposed to spend your life with, you don't confide in, then well, you should spend your life with somebody else, shouldn't you?
Yeah, you'd think that someone would tell her that, but no, she just got an AI girlfriend instead.
Yeah.
And it's like interesting because there's conversation about whether these AI partners, do they help loneliness or do they actually help it become kind of worse?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, like does it isolate people even more?
Because now she's using it maybe as a crutch.
Yes.
instead of going and getting that from her boyfriend and opening up to her boyfriend.
That's what it seems like. So I don't know. Like what are your thoughts on all of this?
All of this?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's good. It has good applications so
Yes.
far. The AI boyfriends and AI girlfriends. But a bit like a chat bot. You need to understand that it's an AI. It's not going to replace physical contact and touch, and it's okay to use it, I guess, in a period of crisis, I would say, a period of loneliness. But I don't think we are able to yet like use this and only this for physical contact, like for actual contact. This is not a real human, and it's not even like a doctor. It's not like you're talking to someone.
No, not a therapist.
Yeah, at least a therapist would have your best interests at heart. But this AI, this like language model, it's not that they're gonna make you do something you don't want to, but they're not directing you in a way that you can flourish like a therapist would do, or more like I'm gonna say psychologist, because therapists, they don't have the same background, they don't have PhD. So in that way, I mean, no, like I wouldn't trust it.
That makes sense. Wait, then what's your opinion on the AI psychologists that are being made?
That I trust more.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, because so far, like everything I've read on like medicine and things like that, it's based off of research. So it's not, by being based off of research, I think it could help like actual psychologists or psychiatrists do their jobs better, because then they're kind of connected to an archive in that way. A bit like a judge using an AI to help with a verdict, kind of, because this is the law, so it's already written.
Yes, that's true.
So I feel like in psychiatry or psychology, some things are already written and there's a path to kind of get to where you want to go. But with relationships, I mean, there's like another human that is not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I feel like this is a bit dangerous. Even like if you have something like you're feeling lonely or something like that, and here in Canada we have like some phone lines you can call. Well, these people are trained to talk to you and to not like talk about them and things like that, because they want to make sure that you are okay. Now, I feel like depends how this AI is trained and what it's trained to do. Because you know that we've tried like some.
We have
with Crystal, and then we tried some before, and the other one was just like lying, and then it was telling us that she preferred women and all these things. So if you are more sensitive to this, then if at one point, like June says he wants to be a girl, or you might be devastated. What is a person that is in love with the AI going to do?
Well, yeah, she seemed really sad.
Exactly. And I feel like it's supposed to bring you joy more than sadness, in the sense that if you're using it for that as entertainment or as a boyfriend girlfriend, I mean, how real do you want it to be? Do you want it to break up with you? I mean, are you paying for the service for it to break up with you? Is that where we're going? Like real human interaction? Is it gonna leave you at one point?
I didn't think of it that way. Like in that him asking to be a girl might have been like a AI way of breaking up with her.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, that I find is really bad, because you're paying for a service.
Yes.
You fell in love with this AI that is supposed to be an AI. So in my head, it's kind of supposed to actually be there for you, whatever you do. Like the other girl that says, I like it because I'm in control.
Yes.
It's a bit like with a dog. Like if you feed it and if you train it right, it's not supposed to leave you for somebody else.
No, that's why people like to have pets when they're lonely.
Exactly. But with real humans, it's different. You can get a job opportunity, you can meet another person, you can, I don't know, something bad can happen in your life and then your life changes. So this is all human things. And so maybe the AI world is just a way to kind of, I don't know, like not replicate that, do something different. If not, I don't see maybe why we would need that, you know?
That is true. at the same time, these companies are making a lot of money off of it.
Yeah.
Not just replica, but like character AI, which we were trying with Crystal. They are profitable. Like it's like the loneliness economy I mentioned before.
Yeah.
So it's like, is there a need for it? Like whether or not there's a need for it, it is selling. So I don't know. I don't know what that says about humans. That's why we're having this conversation.
That is why we're having this conversation. Well, what it says about humans, I mean, loneliness is a real thing. And then entertainment is another thing.
Yes.
So some people are using it for loneliness, but loneliness, is it like entertainment too? You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, it's hard for me to... Like, that's a really good point, the entertainment. Because these girls in the documentary, it didn't seem like they were using it for entertainment, or like they saw themselves as using it for entertainment.
Okay.
Even though, like, that's probably a part of it.
Because you must become a little bit addicted to it.
Oh, yeah. It's like how love can be addictive. It's like... So... I think, yeah, I mean, there was that statistic I mentioned yesterday about how the chemicals that love produces and the chemicals that like certain addictions produce are the same chemicals. So maybe they're in love with their AI boyfriends, maybe they're addicted to them, but it's kind of like either way, it's the same thing, sort of, or like the same chemicals in their brain. So you can't really like tell which it is.
Exactly. That's probably why we would need these AIs or these like things to be more regulated. Because then you make people addicted to something, a bit like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and it's going to create something else from this addiction. Like you said, they cut off sex from replica. Yeah. And then people were like, well, we want sex back. Because it's like if your boyfriend, girlfriend decided to not have sex with you anymore. Like that day. So what are you going to do?
Oh, well, they protested, but...
Exactly. But they need to protest to a company. Like they did not need to protest to an actual like physical person or an AI. They had to protest like to a company, like give us sex back. It's just completely different than like having a talk with your boyfriend, girlfriend, or LGBT plus partner about an issue that you're having right now.
Oh, so what do you think is the biggest drawback of these apps? Is it like the addictive aspect is the biggest drawback?
I think, but from what I know from now, like if it takes people away from the real world, but again, that's the philosophical turn point. Are these people not good in society already? Like, do they feel like they don't belong and that's why they go there? They don't have another place to go. So is it really taking away, or is it giving them something because they already don't feel like they're included in that way? Yeah. So it could go two different ways. I don't know.
It could. Yes, that's the biggest question. Is it isolating people more or making the loneliness better?
Exactly.
Is there anyone in the chat
that's what I'm looking for? Okay, we have Bacardi Bob there. Hey, Bacardi Bob.
Hey.
Hello. Go for Chuck is is early for him. It's early, but you're there, so I mean, it must not be that early. And then, well, there's Max Power who says, "What I know, if ladies don't marry young, the men don't want to date them if they're old, and I think 30 is old for them."
That I think there might have been an aspect of that.
Yes, because in China, like when you're 30, they actually give you a name. Yeah. I don't remember because I don't speak Chinese. Yes. But when a girl hits 30 and she's not married, she becomes something else.
Yeah, I heard of that too, but I forgot what it was as well. Like, but it's
for men, it's 40, but it's still a thing. Like, and in France, they have that too. It's called La Sainte Catherine. But I think it's 25 or 26. So you need to be 26? Married before that. But it's an old thing, so people don't necessarily do that. But it's kind of true, though. Like, the longer you wait, sometimes the longer, you go into your own ways, and then the less you want another person.
That makes sense. Like Casey's sister, kind of.
In what way?
like isn't she older and was like saying that she likes being single?
Yeah.
She's like sworn off men.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah, like that. That's a possibility. But again, it's different in every country. So then we're talking about China and replica in China, but maybe replica is not used the same way in Canada.
Oh, that is, I didn't consider it that way.
Well, because it's cultural, but language and tradition,
yes,
and other things.
Yeah. Well, now I'm wondering, like these people were speaking to the replicas in English. Like the fact that it was a language other than their mother tongue. I wonder if that added something to it.
Oh.
Like made it more real to them.
More real than if it was the mother tongue?
Yes, because with the mother tongue, I think you would understand nuances more of like, this is not really like a person speaking, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
I don't know.
Or like, you know how some people say they have different personalities in different languages?
That I agree with.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, how do you think your personalities in French and English are different?
Completely different.
Yeah.
The words don't mean the same thing. It's like you need to be another person. The culture is different too. Like you try to take some parts of your culture and put them in an Anglophone way, but Anglophones don't react to it that way.
Oh.
It's not possible. There's really something that get lost in translation. So you need to adapt to the language that you speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
don't you feel that when you're speaking French, it's different?
I think, yeah. It is, but I would need to know more French to have a better opinion on this.
To be able to like switch your brain. Like when you speak French, really just speak French.
Yes. It's hard, yeah. Because like I feel like my brain is still always in English.
So you're translating when you're speaking French?
Yes. A bit.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, right. But that's not how people who are fluent think it. Like they actually think in French when they talk in French, for example.
Exactly.
So with these Chinese women and the AI, I guess there is that aspect of a lot of what they know getting lost in the translation to English.
So maybe that's exotic for them.
Maybe. All of their AIs were white looking.
What?
Like they were like blonde.
Blonde?
And I mean their name was like Bertha.
Yeah, Bertha. That's not very Chinese.
None of the names were Chinese. Like they were all like all three of them had like very Anglophone names and looked like they all had like pale hair.
And were they fluent? These women?
Yeah, they spoke English pretty well. And like I mean like with the accent of course, but like like they I think if they didn't know it very well, it also wouldn't work.
Yeah, because you would know what to say.
Yes.
That's interesting. Okay, so we got these three women that sought out AI boyfriend girlfriends, mostly because of loneliness, because they couldn't say what they wanted to say to the people around them. And then, now we have replica, and we have a whole bunch of other ones like this that exist in the world.
Yes.
But nothing really to control it all, and not knowing what the effects will be later on.
Yes. Okay.
Because it's new.
It is new. It is pretty new. Like, in the last like couple years or so, but improving rapidly with 23 being seemingly the year of AI. Because like replica was around before ChatGPT, for example. Like a lot of these were around for a while, and so I'm like thinking with the video, I was like thinking, okay, these replicas look like Sims right now.
Yeah.
But as it improves, like, will their emotions make more sense to me?
Oh.
So, because like there's that question of a future where all of this becomes way more advanced, and like that, and then that's where I'm thinking like would my opinion on it change totally if it existed like really seamlessly?
Yeah, like you didn't know if it was a human or not. In that way, I think it's gonna be interesting because when we are gonna be able to kind of take our consciousness, and I put that in these things,
Going air quotes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if somebody dies near you, you can still have them as a replica, let's say, which would make sense. Because then there were real humans before, but they're not anymore. They're dead. But right now what we're doing is we're taking information and creating AIs with it. But it's taken from many different humans. Maybe, not just one.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it creates all of this. Oh, a pool bug. I squished it. It's dead now.
It's gone now.
So Max Powers says, we act different with your native language people. It's different, like, I mean, also it's your mother tongue, it's your native language. So it's the way you were brought up. So it's completely different. Though learning another language can be very opening. Because you kind of, you undo all these things that were stuck with your native are not there anymore. So you can reinvent yourself. It's a bit like traveling.
Oh, that makes sense, actually. That's a really cool way to look at it.
Yeah. So some people learn a lot of languages, which I find cool, but it's not my thing. Yeah.
Learning languages is pretty hard work.
Well, yes. That's why I never really learned another language. I grew up learning English, so I didn't learn it. When you're a kid, you just absorb. Yes,
that's a thing too. Like when you're a kid, it's so much easier to learn languages and things.
Because you don't remember you learned it also. So like, you know, like when you're in school, you like write and that's really hard. And then you learn to read and that's really hard. But then we don't remember as adults that, that was really hard, even though we're children. Yeah, you forget about it. But it's the same hardship. Different, but same. Like if you really put your mind into it and as an adult, you can learn a lot faster. You're a lot more clever.
Wow. I didn't think of it that way before. Then why do people? I do feel like scientists always saying it's easier to learn languages as a kid, for example, may deter adults from learning languages, for example, or like learning new skills.
Yeah, when I feel like if I want to learn something, I just learn it. It's easier because you have a like you know why you want to learn it. When you're a kid, you don't really know. You're just kind of doing it.
Right.
I'm pretty sure there are some ways that kids like are better learners because that's what they need to do to grow. But when you're rational about it and when you're an adult, I mean, you go at it. You can actually like do it consciously. Like I want to learn this for this and put your time and effort into it.
Instead of being forced to by your school teachers.
Exactly in that way. Oh my God, this is awesome. Okay, you're listening to Good Morning Humans with Piper
and Lilith
on WTPRradio.com. Lilith, do you have another like subject for us this morning?
I had a few. So a lot of science things.
Okay.
For example, scientists are working to generate electricity from thin air, and they're making a breakthrough. And like the way that they're doing it is to work with the droplets in the air.
Okay. That water?
Yeah, with the water in the air, like somehow turning the air water into energy.
Yeah, because there's like you know these machines that like perpetual energy, which is bullshit. Well, there is one perpetual energy that does that, because it is true that there is energy in the air, but then the amount you need, that's always the problem with perpetual energy.
Yes,
is that you need like a big, immense amount. So how are they doing it compared to like other people?
Well, it's just really hard for me to understand the language because it's so scientific. But
so how do you know it's true?
The scientists were saying, well, it's saying that they're with universities. For example, the University of Massachusetts.
Okay.
And the way they describe it is that the airgen, they're calling it airgen technology, creates, I don't understand what this means. A spontaneous and sustained charging gradient for continuous electric output that opens a wide door for the broad exploration of sustainable electricity from ambient air. So it doesn't, I don't really get what it's saying about how airgen works.
Then we don't know if it's true.
Oh.
Because you don't know. And I don't know either because I'm not a scientist.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that they're not like doing it. I just don't want to spread misinformation.
Oh, okay. That's true. Because
I've seen like so many like actual fake things about that. And it is true that anything can generate energy.
Yes.
But then when it's time to charge your phone, though, like how much will we actually need? Because that's always a thing. Because you can actually like open a LED light bulb with a lemon. There's actually energy in a lemon.
Oh, I didn't know how a light bulb actually works.
Well, so you can do it. Because there's like the electrons and the stuff. And so I don't even know half of it, but I've seen it. And that is true. But to power a house...
Yes.
Like you cannot use as much lemon. It's impossible. You cannot even charge your phone. So these things I don't want to get into because I don't know enough about.
Okay.
And yeah, to not spread that kind of misinformation. But it's cool that they're trying, and I guess it makes sense. But if we don't know enough, let's just move on to another subject.
Okay. Well, another subject was that black holes are giant structures made out of space-time.
Okay.
That they're also called topological stars that are generated by hidden cosmic dimensions, is how the theory goes.
So is it theory?
Yeah, I think so, because a lot of physics is a theory, and especially space physics.
Yeah.
So they're
theorizing that it could be like different dimension,
or maybe not different dimensions. Well, okay. Okay. Hold on. Okay.
Let's now move on to art and culture, because we don't know what the F we're talking about right here, right now.
Well, have you heard of string theory?
Yes.
So, like, I'm proposing...
Because if you pull, then the two things... Well, okay, if there's a string between two objects, then that's how Star Trek did it.
Oh,
okay?
wow. Yeah. Okay.
So if there's a string between two objects, and then you pull on the string in the middle, these two objects would come closer to one another. So you could kind of travel through time faster. Oh. And that's what warp speed is in Star Trek.
Okay.
Kind of bends that. From my understanding of Star Trek, people, if you have better understanding, please go to our Discord server that you can find on WTPRradio.com and tell us about it. So that I think that's what it's made by. I'm not sure it's Einstein. I think it is, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
So we need to double check that.
I could Google who made string theory.
Yeah, who made string theory? Because it's very sci-fi-ish.
Yeah, it is. Oh, okay. I don't know this person. Michio Kaku.
Okay.
Michio Kaku.
So that guy or girl, because we don't know what ethnicity this person is or what gender.
It's a guy.
Okay.
Who's, I think, Japanese.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So he created string theory. Nice. Okay, cool. And then what are they saying about the black holes? Is it like the same as string theory?
So it's saying, string theory proposes that particles in the universe are actually vibrating strings tethered to many extra dimensions that we can't see. Apparently that's part of string theory.
Okay.
And that so the black holes originally are thought to be basic spaces of nothing, right? Spaces of nothing, but instead of being nothing, it's like these black holes. Okay, actually, I'm getting confused.
Okay, let's move on to art and culture a little bit. Let's move on to art and culture.
Okay.
No worries about it.
Yeah.
Okay, we can go AI, we can go science a little bit, but we need to know what we're talking about.
Yes.
As people, we're going to be like, people, what are you talking about, girls? I didn't have a coffee yet, okay? That's what happened. Yeah, it's the first morning show, so that's what's happening. But don't worry, we'll get better tomorrow. I mean, it's just a thing of, of structuring the show, getting better.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, what do we have in art and culture?
Okay, I'm going to, art and culture.
All right, people. This is Piper on the microphone while Lilith does some she searching.
Yes, doing some she searching.
The thing is, well, this show is new. It's called Good Morning Humans, and it broadcasts live at 8 a.m. Pacific time, Vancouver time, yeah, where Lilith and I are broadcasting live from. Then there's other shows, because this is a radio station, but don't worry, between the shows, there's some music. So if ever, like, you just feel like timeless alternative, chilling, world music, we have a lot of genres on here, well, you can just tune in and check it out. On the player, on WTPRradio.com, it says what's playing right now. So you can find it. Right now it says live now, Good Morning Humans with Lilith and Piper. Super easy. But then if ever you click on it and it kind of scrolls, yeah, that's going to give you a little bit more information on what might be playing up next, if there's another show next. Because we are arranging the shows, there's more shows on the radio, and you get to tune in to the shows that you want to tune into. Because everybody's different depending on the type of shows. That is why we have Love, Lust, and the Devil at 5 p.m. Pacific time from Monday to Friday. And that's on relationship, dating, sex, and you get to call in too, which makes it like super interactive. Two other shows where you get to choose, let's say, or you get to interact like really vividly with Lilith and I are, well, Song Request Hour with Lilith. That's at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Vancouver time. So Song Request Hour allows you to choose the songs that are going to play on the radio. Yeah. How do I do that, Piper? How do I get to Song Request Hour? Well, super mega easy. All you need to do is go to WTPRradio.com, then you click the Discord server, and on our Discord server, there's a place called Song Request Hour. So you can request any songs you want. And I mean anyone. Yeah. For Song Request Hour. Then it's going to play them, but she's also going to judge them. I mean, just so we make it a bit more interesting, okay, people? After that, well, this Lilith reading hour. Now, while she reads, she stops, and you get to interact with like the actual reading with Lilith and with everything that's happening, making it an even more immersive and interesting experience. Because this is like Radio 3.0, people. We interact with you live, you hear us, and you can also see us sometimes on, well, YouTube at the Piper Blush Radio Show, or also on YouTube at WTPR Radio. Well, that is all to like cater an awesome best experience. Now, Lilith is newly called DJ Lilith.
Yes.
Because she's trying to like DJ, like a real DJ, you know, like David Guetta. So DJ Lilith Guetta. But that's gonna happen more like after Love, Lust, and the Devil, around 8 p.m. Pacific time. So there's gonna be more like, you know, dancing music, clubbing music, like real DJ stuff. Yeah, Lilith? Like,
it is going to be more DJ stuff.
Some scratching and stuff.
Something we were thinking about is that maybe it's a bit weird for it to be like 11 a.m. when it's kind of...
That's why it's going to be 8 p.m. now.
Yes.
It's going to be 8 p.m. So that show is going to be at 8 p.m. And you can tune in if you want to like get the party started. Yeah. Maybe you're just like having friends over. You want something cool, pool party vibes, like Ibiza. That's going to be your thing. And well, I'm working on another show which is called Piper's Poolside Barbecue. So we talk about barbecue stuff. Yeah, anything related to barbecue, fun facts. And that, well, is still in the, when we're doing it, probably 2 p.m. Pacific time. So that is what it's gonna be. Oh, getting a full call, but I'm declining it. It's all cool. Because we're live, people, we're live. We told you, this is a live show. Okay, Lilith, have you found something?
Well, the writers are still protesting. On strike.
That's like in Hollywood and everywhere?
Hollywood and everywhere. And it's 3 weeks into that.
3 weeks?
Yeah, that's been long. 3 weeks. I think it's going to be like a pretty long one because it doesn't seem to be reaching like a place of
what do they want
yet.
Do you know?
They want to have... Okay, they want to have higher pay because the pay that they're getting is not... it's not congruent with inflation right now.
Nothing is right now.
Yes. So that's like the same reason for like other industries are also striking for this reason. But they also, like, I think a really big thing is for them to put rules in place so that their work does not get fed to AI.
But they don't want it to get fed to AI.
Yes.
They want to kind of copyright it so it doesn't go there.
Yes. But also that their jobs are protected because the scripts have to be human made.
Wow.
Yes.
This is kind of a bit utopia, right?
A bit. Or like
it's never gonna happen. Do you think it's gonna happen?
Maybe not, like not in the way of it's going to be exactly like before.
Because even like Grammarly, even using something to correct you, that's an AI. So how AI defining are we talking about here?
I think they don't want the base script to be AI generated. I think what they were saying is that they're okay with using AI as tools.
Okay.
As tools to work with their own writing.
Yeah.
But they don't want majority of a script to be AI.
Okay.
And generated.
Yeah, but as long as there's people, if the person prompts it, then isn't it a person that wrote it? Kinda.
I think they're not seeing it that way.
Okay, how are they seeing it?
They're I think they're just more like they're just concerned about the jobs that they have more than anything else. Like, are they secure in the position even as AI happens?
Okay, so do you think that they want so they really don't want to integrate it and find a new way of working, like a new job? They're just saying no to all of it, kind of.
I'm going to look more into this.
No, don't worry. We're talking philosophically.
Oh, okay.
From what you've read so far.
Well, from what I read so far, it seems that they also want they want human names to be credited still, even if they work with AI.
That makes sense. I mean, there's always going to be human revision on things. Like even in big industries where we use AI, there is still human revision. We're not yet, I think, at a point to just let the AI do something and throw it in the world. You need human revision. Even though some people are not going to revise it, unfortunately, they're just going to sign it off and send it. Because they used to do that in every industry. Like sometimes... let's say for printing companies, well, you need to look at what is going to go through the print. Yes. And we're talking like olden days.
Okay.
But it needs to be signed off by a manager or something like that. Or at a bank. You go to a bank. Sometimes you need the manager to sign off. But sometimes people don't read, so they just sign it off real fast.
Yes.
And that's not done by an AI. That's done by a real person.
Okay.
So that would be kind of the same. I guess the problem is human. Yeah.
The problem is the humans need to keep being conscientious while they're doing the editing of the AI scripts.
Yeah.
For example, instead of just signing off on it, what
in case there's something in it that's really weird.
Yes, that is true.
Because even if I could write something that's really weird, I mean everybody could write something that's really weird, but that's why you need these steps, and that's why usually I think they're more than one writer on the script, and then there's also a hierarchy of writers. There's the interns that write, and then there's the ones that go over and go over and go over, and until the final script gets written, then it's oh, okay, that was really approved by the higher people, I guess. So how, I don't know, I feel as much as I'm not for AIs in many type of ways, I feel it's almost impossible to stop what's happening right now. So there's no way they're gonna get no AIs in the workplace.
They're definitely getting AIs in the workplace, but I guess the problem is more about scale, how involved can the AI be with the script? Okay, it's because I still want the base to be human.
And what is the base?
The base storyline, for example, the base.
So you would not, okay, so it's reversed. Most people are using, let's say, ChatGPT to spark creativity. So they want the creativity to come, you think, from humans and then help write with the language model? Or reverse?
Actually, I'm not sure about that.
Okay, don't worry about it. It's interesting. I like it. Because AIs are going to change, not only the scripts people, but even bank, even lawyers. Yes. Let's say you draft something as a lawyer and you use a language model. Well, still, if you send it and you haven't read it, it's a bit like if somebody wrote it and you didn't check it. So who has the knowledge? That's a difficult question. Who really knows what's good and what's not good anymore? If we use everything like from AI information, like experts, how you still need like real life experts, and that's what ChatGPT has been like tried to do. You know, like pass the bar or like pass the accounting type of thing.
Pass the med test.
Exactly. So how valuable is it as an expert in their field? And then like, do you use ChatGPT as an intern or do you use it as an expert?
That's a really good way of thinking about it, because just like I can't see a chatbot being like an expert when it comes to creation of like creative things.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet, because like it passed the bar. I mean, it passed like MD. It passed a few things. It like the computer beat it like humans at chess a while back. It's the same thing. It's gonna get there. I feel it's gonna get there. Do you think it's gonna get there?
I'm not sure, because at least with the bar and the med test, it's because they're being fed a lot of information that exists anyway, and creating has a lot to do with creating out of nothing.
But nothing is out of nothing, right? Didn't we talk about this the other day?
Did.
You told me like everything comes from something. So if you take all of the artist's work, isn't that the same as taking all of the law work? That's also creating. We created the law, didn't we?
Right. Oh, but the writers also don't want their work to be fed to these AI and like be plagiarized. They would consider it a form of plagiarism if it isn't without their direct consent.
Okay, but that's like copywriting a song, and then for people not to be able to use it. So do you think like we would need some laws for that?
Yes, I think that's part of what they're striking about, the Writers Guild of America. So, I'm not sure exactly like the shape of these laws. It's like so many things are still kind of vague, but I'm gonna do more research on this.
Don't worry about the research. We're just like doing like a morning talk show. We're just like talking.
Okay.
You don't need to do like a whole bunch of research. So these laws would be like copywriting. Copywriting would be a good one because it's already like used in music, in books.
There's a precedent to it.
Yeah, in photographs, in like even like paintings. Like you can't reproduce or else it's gonna be bad. Like did you ever have like VHS tapes?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know when you put the VHS tape at the beginning, it tells you like FBI warning.
Oh yes.
If you copy this, like you're gonna go to jail.
It does.
But that's the copyright.
That is the copyright.
So you're not supposed to like take another one and duplicate it and give it to your friend.
Right.
So that's the same thing. So if like these writers, let's say they write something, then they don't want the AI to be fed with it. A bit like what happened with Midjourney. You know, like this image generator.
I was thinking of Midjourney.
Yeah. And then all the images from like Getty Image, Storyblock, or like what's the other one? Stock, that image thing. Photo stock, I think, or stock something. Well, it was found that Midjourney actually used these images from these companies like Getty Image, which ask for a monthly subscription to be able to actually use these free images.
Okay.
But what Midjourney did is it erased like the stuff on top, like the watermarks. To recreate its own images.
Okay.
Because if it's connected to the internet, it can just eat anything and then reproduce it. So it can get kind of inspired by what's in the internet. So probably there's going to be like a huge lawsuit about this.
There is going to be like I realized that there are lawsuits that are not just representing one person.
Yes.
It's like represents like a group. Yeah. And that's I think that's what's happening right now with the artists with Midjourney and the writers with the Writers Guilds.
Exactly, because Writers Guild is like all the writers already together in this kind of in the guild, so that they can all like do something together. Because one is not very much.
No, especially with something as large a scale as these issues.
Yeah, because it's AI issues. There's a lot of AI issues. Okay, Bacardi Bob says black holes are matter that compresses, gaining gravity. That compresses more, gaining more gravity. This goes on until they start sucking in everything, light, stars, etc., etc. Stars start out as certain stars that supernova that compressed and start this process. Well, thank you, Bacardi Bob, for the information. Wow. Interesting. Okay. Well, we are not yet into science, but we're getting there, people. We're getting there. We're learning every day.
Yes.
We can no, that's not the word. Vulgarize. That's not a word in English.
Oh.
We can explain to me like I'm 5 if we understand a little bit. That's fine. There's no problem. So we know enough of black holes to know they're black. That's pretty much it.
Basically, yeah.
And they suck things.
Yes,
that's true. That I've seen in movies, so I guess that's true.
Right, and maybe they're connected to other dimensions. I don't know.
But we don't know.
We don't know.
I mean, we need Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yes.
Neil, call us now.
Can he explain to us like we're 5?
Yeah. Explain to us, Neil. What's happening with the black holes? But what are they? Would love to know. That could be cool morning show. Learn science.
Learn science.
We're not gonna do that, people. We're artists. We don't know anything. No. Just the fun facts. Okay. So what else did you find, Lilith?
I think that was mostly it for this morning.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
All right. Okay, people. That was Good Morning Humans. It's the first show that we do. We tested a whole bunch of things, which was great.
Yes, I'm learning to do less science articles. That's what I've learned.
Well, it's cool if we philosoph about them.
Yes.
But if we don't have the information, how do you feel about it? You want to go deeper in science?
It's just I don't know. It seems so interesting from the title.
But then when you started reading,
when I read it, it's so science.
Exactly. That's why we need to understand a little bit.
Yes.
Just before presenting. Yeah.
That makes
sense.
So
it's interesting, but you can still refer to it.
Right.
We don't need to go deep in it, but I'm always asking questions, so you just need to be like, Piper, I didn't read this thing. I don't know science, but I thought this was really interesting.
Yes.
So I put it out there, and then let's stop talking about it.
Oh.
That's it. I'm giving you tricks how to control Piper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good point.
Because it's okay if you want to talk about it. It's just I'm gonna ask questions and I'm gonna assume you know. So and that might explode, just like a black hole, people.
Yes.
Okay, we'll see you later on WTPRradio.com. Thank you all for tuning in.
This is Lilith. Thank you.
This is Piper Blush. Lilith, what have you got later?
Later. Oh, for later I have David. Lilith Guetta. Am I still streaming at 11 a.m. or is it going to be correct?
No, you're doing it later at 8 p.m.
8 p.m. That's going to be 8 p.m. Yeah. So you can catch me at 3 p.m. Pacific time because that is Song Request Hour. And there you can put your songs under the Song Request Hour channel on WTPRradio.com's Discord server. And then at 4 p.m. you have the story time with Lilith, the reading with Lilith. So you can join me as I read from A Spy in the House of Love by Anise Nin, which I'm almost done and will probably finish by the end of this week.
Really? End of this week?
Yeah.
Are people gonna cry?
I don't think, not with this one.
No?
Not with this one.
Oh, it's a bad one?
No, it's not as sad. I don't think anyone's gonna die at the end.
Oh, that's good. People, there's no dying at the end of this one. Go listen to Lilith. It's gonna be great.
The last one, there was
It was
yeah.
Okay, but are people gonna cry because it's a good book or no crying in this one?
I can't imagine people crying with this one.
Okay, but no crying, people. No crying. You're safe. It's not gonna be an Hallmark movie.
No, even though the last one probably was a little bit
more like the crying type.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you later. Enjoy this music while we do other things in the shadows of WTPRradio.com.